Hey folks, good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. Happy Gatty Crypto here, and let's just kind of dive into what is going on in the markets, because we have so many people in the Lunar Classic community as a whole that when they see the price of Lunar Classic going down, they instantly think there's something wrong. They need to panic, possibly thinking of selling their position. What is going on? What has happened? Have I missed something? Has something happened in the background that I'm unaware of? But there's a huge issue with you're more or less in a bubble. And crypto bubbles is something that you should get yourself accustomed to and use it as much as you can, because this is going to give you a very broader perspective of what is going on in the community right now in crypto as a whole, and as to what could be possibly crashing the market. So firstly, you need to look at, has a coin suddenly rugged that is quite important? Has a coin that is really important in crypto crashed? Has Solana crashed? Has things like that? But there's always this one key element that you have to pay attention to in crypto, and that's Bitcoin. So imagine yourself, and I described this morning in the Telegram group to people because someone was pretty much saying, the LUNC was crashing due to a proposal, and it's just simply down to Bitcoin and Bitcoin having dominance over the market. So see us as we're a raft with a barely functioning sail in a sea of Bitcoin, and whatever the sea of Bitcoin does, we're going to travel with it on the raft. But every so often we get our sail functioning and we decide to get on the Lunk Straits, and as to which we start seeing the price of LUNC go upwards because of something that's happening internally inside LUNC. And sometimes this can just drag the market with it just because one thing's going. But that's when we're moving on our own. When Bitcoin decides all of a sudden, I want to shoot up to 70k a coin, it's going to drag the market with it, because it's going to be a big sea of green being created. Bitcoin's stable, it's moving up, people are happy, people are excited, and they're getting invested in crypto. And then that flows out into all of these other altcoins or other layer one coins, so to speak. And realistically, this goes into, Bitcoin season or L1 season, then you get your altcoin season and things like this. But ultimately, if you look across the board at all of the different coins, everything followed what Bitcoin did recently. And this is just because of the simple fact that Bitcoin dominates the majority of the market. So always pay attention and try not to freak out, because say you bought your coins when it was running, which is a huge issue we have, is people will just buy when it's running and go, oh, is it going to run anymore? I just grabbed a huge bag. Was this good? Was this bad? And it's like, you should be getting set up down here when people are freaking out, not way up when everybody's talking about it and saying how much money they've made, because you just can't you can never ever know. You just don't have a crystal ball is the best way to put it. So you'll never be able to time anything, but sometimes you have to go out on a whim. But my point is if you've held from like way up here and then all of a sudden you see it jump off of what you believe is the coin dying, you sell your position to only realize it was Bitcoin that was dominating everything and dragging it down, you kind of feel a bit silly because there was nothing really wrong. So you still have the possibility of going upwards again. Now, selling is in effect, a lot of people see it as losing, but I always see it as a learning curve and trying to understand what I did wrong and how I can do things better next time. And is it better for me to just sit on my hands in times like this? But ultimately, the market is just being dragged and swayed about by what Bitcoin is doing, because people want to see huge things happen in a coin to invest in it. And those huge things happening need to happen for the price to move upwards, for people to think, oh, I should get invested in this for the simple fact that, I can make a lot of money. And that's what the majority of people are here to make money. And then you also have people that are here to build, some people who are here to burn, and all things like that across the board. So there's currently a repeal proposal up. I don't think it's up as a actual proposal, but this is a person and it's mass market and they're simply saying about reversing the reminting of any coins. And I think this is really important for the community to talk about this one and understand the pros, the cons, and what could be the after effects of what has happened, because we need to ask ourselves as a community, would we send $1 million of our own money to burn to allow somebody else to remint those coins into their community pool? How would we feel? And at the same time, we've got to ask, how would CZ Binance look at this? Well, he would probably look at it as if to say, well, what am I getting from the deal? I'm already doing the burn, but I'm not actually getting the publicity from funding the LUNC community pool. So rather than him just sending that all to burn, he could just go, well, I'm going to burn 500k and I'm going to send the other 500k directly to fund and then get the good publicity from it both sides. There's a conversation going on. It's, have they actually noticed what we've done? Well, probably not, because by the time they noticed, it could probably be too late on the first time round. And it's at the end of every month and it remints on the end of every epoch. And a lot of people were getting hyped about a certain amount of coins being burnt because of Twitter accounts, for some reason, making up magical burns from nowhere. And then seeing the reminting of everything that's being burnt, well, 50% of everything, people are like, oh, what's going on here? And it just goes to show, you know, a lot of people just aren't reading proposals that are being voted on. And I think it's because people will squish lots of different things into a proposal and then go, well, yes or no. And it's like, well, we're voting on 5-6 different things here that should be broken down into multiple proposals. It makes it a lot easier. So currently with the community pool, we've seen that payout happen. That leaves us with 1.41 billion. If I think it's 750 million to 1 billion is going to be taken out for the Terra Grants program, which then leaves us with, let's say, in the worst case, it leaves us with 41 million LUNC. We've got, 410 million LUNC. We've got a little bit of a problem there because a lot of people see this reminting of the burned coins as a good way to fund the community pool, but I beg to differ for the simple fact that it's just not feasible in the long run, because eventually people will just be like, well, we're not going to keep burning coins for you guys to keep reminting 50%. In effect, it's a big kick in the nuts for a lot of people that do burn. So I think it's really important that we do speak about this. Let me know what you guys think about this repealing process of those reminting of coins. And, you know, just have a nice day. It's really chilly here in the UK. It's freezing cold. And I hope that you're all staying warm. Looking forward to Christmas. Stay safe, folks. I'm not a financial advisor. Beware of scammers, doppelgangers, anybody pretending to be me. And I'll catch you in the next one.